Hello everyone and welcome to the Deeply Renegade podcast. My name is Molly, also known as the Deeply Renegade, and I'd like to welcome you guys to episode 299. Today is Wednesday, December 18th, 2019, and I'm glad you can join me today. It's been a little bit of a funny day, but I realized I wasn't going to be able to record tomorrow, so it really needs to be today. So my laundry's going. I'm meeting up with a friend tomorrow, which should be lovely, but it does get in the way of podcasting and packing. Yeah. So this is how I'm coming at you midweek. And then I will be able to record after I get back from my parents' place towards the end of December. And that would make it 300, so yay! Not so crazy. So 300 episodes, 5 years. Not too shabby. So what is exciting? I don't have a drink today, so I think that's throwing me off a little bit, but I'm like done. I had a coworker's retirement party tonight, so not too shabby. But it's like, a lot of stuff. So I am currently working on a sleeve of my V-neck boxy. So this is a Hoey Locatelli pattern. I've been working on this project since I cast on sometime in September for the Hoey Fall Cow. And this project will be following me into 2020 for sure. But I did finish a sleeve, so I am not halfway. So you can maybe see, I don't know, it's so dark it doesn't even really matter. But yeah, no, so not there yet, but moving along. So I just have this, it's fairly mindless knitting, and then I have the other ball stabbed here to keep the ball yarn from tangling quite so much. I ended up stopping to work on the sleeves because I had reached the end of my first ball of, the mohair silk, and then I ran out of my second ball of mohair silk while I was knitting on the other sleeve, or this sleeve, I don't know, probably unimportant. But it was the case where when I picked up for the other sleeve, I was like trying to watch anime with subtitles, and that was terrible. And so this time I picked up and knit on my sleeve as I was like on an airplane, which was perfect. And it was every bit as much a pain in order to get all the stitches that I needed for this one. But at least I didn't knit most of the sleeve before I realized my mistake. But this one hasn't really gotten too much love since then because it's like, well, it's almost Christmas. Yeah. And I do have a story about that one too, so, yeah. So all of my yarn is wound for this project, so it's all living in this bag, and that sort of makes it a little bit less easy to carry around, unfortunately. I hadn't thought about that when I had wound them all. But, But I did end up going with a darker gray for the contrast, so you can see sort of what's going on there. And I will do the neckband and the bottom ribbing in this as well. I did more rows of ribbing than the pattern called for, but I figured that just makes it a little bit more substantial. So, game plan is, if I'm feeling up to it, what I'm going to do is maybe finish off the neck as well. And that way it's just going to be a lot of plain knitting. When I knit my original V-neck boxy, I did garter. This one I'm following the pattern and doing the ribbing, and I ended up doing twisted ribbing because I do like some twisted ribbing. And then I ended up binding off I knit the ribbing in a smaller needle size, but then bound off in my body size, so it makes for, like, it's perfectly stretchy, there we go, I can demo on the screen, but doesn't look like ruffly or awkward. So far, so good. So, not too crazy. I did manage to get a decent amount of sleep because this was all just airplane and airport anyways. So, not too crazy. Hopefully I will be able to get some more time to work on this project. I also ended up winding another ball of Lomisa, in case I did want to work on my grandfather's socks. I did mail them. And then I sent my grandmother the tracking number, and she was like, we had to leave for Michigan early. So they'll get those when they return to Florida. Apparently it was the Michigan pair that was super dead, so oh well. It would not arrive in time for its original purpose. So, most of my knitting time was actually spent on these critters. So, this is Joris. It is an Anita Woolshook pattern. This is the third and fourth one that I am knitting, but they are pretty cute little critters, and definitely much further along now than I was before. So, I don't remember how far I was when I last showed you guys, but I managed to do both arms and a leg on this one, and this guy I have both legs and both arms done, and awkwardly this particular project is at the most awkward stage, so pulling needles out. So that was definitely, I had such a silly moment. So I did want to finish these before I flew to Kentucky for Christmas, but I was happily working on this one, and the ball seems to be much more depleted now, so I'm feeling somewhat better about my yarn usage. And I was like at the airport, or I don't even know, I think it was the case where, I was at the airport, and then I get a text from my husband being like, I found a ball of yarn in the bed. So I had been working on this one, and I finished off its little foot, cut the yarn, and apparently forgot to stuff it back in the bag. So I'm going to be bringing fiberfill with me because I still have a leg and a tail to go before I'm done with this one. I just have a tail to go on the other one. So I just feel so silly, but on the same token, like, it just hasn't been too much. Whatever. This particular trip to California did not involve nearly as much knitting and spinning as I was hoping for. I was preoccupied, and when I wasn't preoccupied, I was tired. So, whatever. So, as a result, I won't be done until I meet up with the Dear Little one again on Friday. So I will be bringing one unfinished stuffy and one finished stuffy and calling it good. honestly, like, these are the only things that I'm working on for Christmas. The socks are only coincidentally Christmas. So, no, such is life. And it's not like either of my nephews are old enough to understand what time it is right now, and so I believe that they will find the gifts to be a delightful surprise. But that they won't understand why it's happening anyways. So, so I'm gonna keep working on my undead yarn one, because I do have the yarn for that and it is connected to the project, and so in that regard it is fine. But the other one, my Sun Valley Fibers one, will need to wait a little bit longer. So, no. And I don't even want to stuff this early because it's helpful to have this hole here for, so for example, what I'm doing right now is I am tying off the end because it doesn't make sense to or what it would be. So it doesn't make sense to just leave it hanging. So what I'm doing right now is, so I have this little darning needle here, and right now I'm just pulling it through, but apparently I somehow managed to snag something in that process. But I do like to be able to sort of securely tie this bad boy off. So because this is a stuffed animal, I don't need to be super duper good about weaving in the end. So what I've been doing is whenever I have an end, I'm just pulling it tight and then making a little knot on the inside and calling it good enough. So, but this is like a little stuffing hole basically, and so then you can basically just pull through like an entire leg or arm or whatever in order to get that last little bit done. And for some reason I have this like really loose stitch that I have no clue where it came from, so I'll have to hide that. But it shouldn't be too crazy. But like the fit is very cute. And the critter itself is very cute. So I'm gonna have to like get the face. Whatever. So this will be cuter when it's stuffed. So this one has all of its limbs now, and all it needs is the tail. So I have my bright green waist yarn for the tail. This guy has yellow for contrast. And hopefully I can knock that out all fairly quickly. I did leave the original instructions for my tail, which many people have found helpful. I figure it just makes it sit nicer, because while it does have a flat bottom, when it's all said and done, the tail sort of makes it a tripod, so it sits really, really nice that way. You guys won't be seeing these finished because they will be staying with the nephews when they're done. So this is going to be the last that I show. So I'll have to take pictures because pictures are always cute, but this is the last in progress that you guys are going to see. So it's all the picture anyways. So I have a tail left to go on this, and then I can focus on my boxy again. And if I want a smaller project, I'm going to have to cast on a pair of socks. we shall see how things work out. But it shouldn't be too much longer. Okay, that was like so slow. On this particular trip, there was no spinning, so I do have a travel project, but it looks like I won't be doing too much with that until I get little stuffies done, or as done as I can make them, as you do. And I've been doing a little bit of spinning on my Jenny the Fleece. So at this point, it's pretty clear that I will not be finishing the project whatever before the end of the year, but this is how much I have of my first third for my fourth skein. So I'm not even halfway done yet. I left it on the wheel. I didn't feel like bringing the wheel in for the podcast this time. Hopefully next time, who knows, not sure. But until I get to, or what would it be, I'm gonna put most of my focus on the little stuffy, but I may be able to finish the tail on that tonight and go on my merry way. So stuff, make cute, all of that fun stuff. And then I can go back to spinning again, because I won't be racing against the clock, at least a little bit, because what would it be? Christmas is just a week away. And this is why I don't normally make presents. But I had been intending to knit this project since, what would it be? Like, I set the yarn aside in March. I got the yarn wound in July. I finally cast on Thanksgiving. So what would it be? I think this is the problem with being a mostly monogamous knitter, is that sometimes my intended knitting goes for way longer than my actual knitting. Oh, and I have to be also amused because I'm just having an extremely handspun day, because I had pulled my handspun shawl to wear, I had my handspun sweater, I had my handspun hat, so it'd be nice to actually knit with some more of my handspun. But that is not yet, it is not yet the time for that, so let's see. Already did Stashquisitions last week, and luckily nothing new was bought. So would it be just sort of in the, or would it be lots of stuff going on? I'll tell you about it next time. It'll be fine. But not too crazy. So I think that is everything that I want to share with you guys this week. Apologize for the short episode, but whatever, such is life. I'm excited about all of this stuff going on, so I hope everyone has some very happy holiday time, whatever you celebrate. And I'm definitely looking forward to a week off for sure. It's gonna be nice. And then chaos resumes when I return. So with that, I hope you guys have a lovely week, and I look forward to showing you guys soon. So take care, guys. Bye bye.